Welcome one, welcome all. I've been on good old AliExpress again, looking for something weird, something wonderful, something that breaks all the copyright laws. I discovered this. It boasts 106 Sega Mega Drive, that's the Genesis if you're across the pond, games all in one on a Gameboy Advance cartridge. And it was quite cheap too. This much. Gotta be worth checking out. Now I'm going to try this on both the DS Lite, which I'll show you the majority of the footage on, because the backlit screen looks better on the camera, but also on a proper Game Boy Advance, because I'm really curious to see how it'll run. I've seen plenty of NES 8-bit games on Game Boy Advance cartridges, but never a 16-bit. Now, admittedly, the GBA is 32-bit, so it shouldn't be a problem, but I thought it would be interesting to see if it runs any differently on both devices, and just if it's any good in general. Without further ado, to the table with you.
So here we are. So this is just the cartridge. Obviously got its own label, then you know what it is. Got Sonic and Tails on it, which is a nice little touch, I suppose. It does say Game Boy Advance, and on the back it has even got that printed on it, so effort to make it look official, I suppose. Now, as I said, we're going to do it on both devices just so we can see how it runs. That said, 32-bit running 16-bit should be okay. I'm going to do the majority of it on my DS Lite because the screen is so much better and it will show up much better for you guys on camera. And yes, I forgot to charge it before the video. Let me off, yeah? Oh, no game pack. Try again. Obviously, if it's not recognised by the DS Lite, we'll just run it on the GBA. It does seem a bit of a snug fit. There we go. Satisfying click. Hopefully that means it's in properly. Ah, there we go. User error. Right, I'll get this positioned here and I'll play it flat as best I can. So, as you can see, we've got a list of the games on here. And it does look like behind it gives you a little bit about what it's there. You can see it's just playing a little bit. And look, you've got a bit of music too. So that's handy, I suppose. Nice little touch, if nothing else. I'm not going to go for every single game naming them, but I will just quickly whiz through. And then if you want to pause it so you can see exactly what's on here or anything like that, you can do. 106 games. That's going to be a reasonable chunk of the Sega Genesis, or Mega Drive in my case, being in good old Blighty. Let me know in the comments if you know how many games in total were released on it. So there we go, that gives you a nice little look, and I did go to the back for a reason, because I figure a really good test of it is going to be good old Sonic the Hedgehog. We all know what it looks like, so we know if it's running properly or not. Let's have a look, see. I'm playing with the volume because I don't want to deafen you, but I want you to hear it, obviously. Okay. So ratio screen, it'll be interesting to see if it looks the same on the actual GBA. Please ignore the horizontal scan lines, they're not better in real life, that's just because I'm recording it with a camera. So, of course, on a Game Boy Advance, you don't have these buttons. You only have A and B and a trigger. Okay, so right trigger seems to pause it. I wonder if that's what would have been C on a Mega Drive. I've got to say, it looks good. I could do with being able to make the screen fit the borders properly, but as I say, I wonder if that's a little bit of a DS problem as opposed to Game Boy Advance proper. It's playing all right. Let's get a shield. Come on. Sorry, I am laying it flat to try and... Oh yeah, you can't do it on this one. Right, let's get some speed up and see if we get any... I mean, you'll get a bit of frame rate drop because you always did back in the day before people were talking about frame rates. I'm sure you could do the down spin. I thought this was Sonic 2. If it is Sonic 2, you definitely can. Can't remember what I pressed play on now. Okay. This definitely isn't Sonic 2 because I'd recognise the level and that's not on the first one. But either way, I've got to say, I think that went pretty well. Runs okay. Let's go back to the list. Obviously, we have to turn it on and off each time. Let's have a look at Aladdin. It's the first one there. And I remember this because it was very, very difficult. Or I was just crap at games. Obviously, I was only a kid, one of the two. Let's see how this looks. Okay, we're pressing pause. Okay, I'm in control. I probably should point out, I can't overly remember how this game looked back in the day. I didn't play it a lot because I struggled with it, it was hard. But it looked alright. I probably need to play it a bit more and get past that opening bit first, but there's a little look-see for you. Let's have a look at something else. I think I saw Choplifter on here earlier. If that's on here, that'd be good to play. Yeah, there, look at that, Choplifter. Choplifter 3 by the look of it. It looks like Choplifter like I remember. Okay, that's pause. There's nothing. Obviously these won't do anything. That's guns. If memory serves, aha! See, I do remember. The bombs. So there's the goodies I've got to save. Have a bomb. You have a bomb too. No. Sure that radar dish is a target. Yes, it is. Right. So if I land... Okay, I'm not sure why I'm doing that now, facing that way, but maybe you're supposed to, I don't know. Let's save me little dude. Oh, ate the tree. Ate the tree again. There we go, 7 saved. Oh, another one of those. Let's get high and drop the bombs. Ah, I'm out of bombs. Boo, I thought that was an infinite thing. Okay, turn around. I'm not sure. I'm obviously pressing something to make it change direction, but I ain't got a clue what it is. Anyway, let's save some dudes. Yeah, I mean, this is looking fine, isn't it? I probably don't need to play anymore just as a demonstration, but it looks good. Actually, I'll tell you what, rather than another one on this, let's now check it on a proper GBA. See how it runs, and also I want to see if the screen fills. I'm sorry for knocking the camera, by the way. Obviously, it's not as bright because we're using a front-lit Game Boy Advance because I haven't got anything else. I want to go straight back to Sonic. And I just do a direct comparison. It was the first Sonic the Hedgehog that I clicked on. That's why I couldn't do the down spin. Unless we need to get into some gameplay. Oh, it's about the same, actually. I do actually prefer playing Game Boy Advance games on this in some ways. The controls feel a bit more responsive. I don't know if that's just me. But it definitely feels a little bit better, even if the screen's not as good. This is fine. I wasn't expecting any difference really, but it was interesting just as an experiment, at least from my point of view, just to see. Because of course it's not a standard Game Boy cartridge. Yeah, it's the bit I got to last time. Well, experiment successful there. Let's just try one more, one we haven't played yet. Just for a bit of a comparison. I wonder if they've got any other Spider-Man games. I do like a bit of Spider-Man. It's in alphabetical order, which I appreciate, because a lot of these aren't normally. Spider-Man and the X-Men is... Right, we're through all of that. That was a long bit of loading. I've only ever played this on as a emulator style thing. I've never actually played the proper version. I think it's quite expensive to buy now. Okay. Have some webs. This is again running absolutely fine as you'd expect it to. It's being played by an idiot, so it's not being played well, but this is fine. Right, sorry. When in doubt, run away. And again, the right trigger just seems to pause. I'm sure it would have done something on the original game. And again, how many... It was only really beat-em-ups, I suppose, but used all three buttons if you think about it. There weren't many. Oh, I did something. I did a thing. Not sure how. No, I can't jump. Right, I've probably played this too much now. It's absolutely fine. It works as it should do. Let's have a chat.
And there we have it. I've got to say, these multi-carts are doing surprisingly well. It's certainly not the first one I've bought. I'll put some links on the end screen to some others with different types of games. It all seemed to work perfectly well. I would have liked to adjust the screen a bit just to fill it out that little bit more, but that's no big deal. As expected, on a 32-bit device, a 16-bit game runs as it should do. No problems there at all. I found they ran exactly the same on the DS Lite and on the Gameboy Advance. Yeah, I would actually go so far as to say, if this is something you want of course, I'd recommend it. It could help scratch that 16-bit game itch and nostalgia without you having to go and buy a Sega Mega Drive and a copy of Castlevania for an absolute fortune. And obviously, being a multi-cart, there's no danger of somebody trying to buy it and then sell it as something genuine. Because if you fall for that, you deserve to. I'm impressed. Good old AliExpress. Done me proud again. I should be getting commission from this website by now. And until next time, I'll see you very soon. Ta-da for now.